25s, which would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see both these guys get 24. And off we go, both starting with Dino. And yeah, looking at the leaderboards, Bandow does have the slight lead with a low 24, but you know, it's ATR, lots of things can happen, and it wouldn't surprise me to see either of these players take it.
So it appears that maybe RainRaider is a little bit ahead. Yeah, we got the stream synced up now. So RainRaider having a slightly faster Ancient Lake there.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to Bandow, but that looked like might have missed a boost or something.
Alright, so we're on to Fossil Canyon now. RainRaider deciding to go for the bananas.
And Bandow doing the same, but he's one banana behind.
Ooh, unfortunately, RainRaider getting caught up on the wall, not getting a very clean list.
Both players struggling a little bit with Canyonless.
It's a very difficult trick.
Yeah, hard to hit consistently, especially getting a good landing. Dom was a little better.
Alright.
Having a pretty good one on lap 2.
Yeah, 20:05 is pretty good second lap. Alright, so RainRaider getting a 101, which I think is what he got in his race yesterday.
Oh no! And the hill kind of pushing Bandow into the bubble there. That's very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not the start that he was hoping for.
Alright, now we're on to Jungle Falls, probably my favorite track in the game.
I think a lot of people would agree with you. It's just short and simple, yet very fun.
It's got a lot of, you know, nice technical bits. There's like, it's really satisfying to watch. You know, there's like some secret things that I can't even really explain, but it's just when you're able to keep all your speed and hit all the jumps and get all the boost slideless, it's like the most beautiful thing to watch ever. Alright, so RainRaider and Bandow both on Hot Top Volcano, still really close. This is going to be our first out of bounds track.
Yeah, so both players just going to boost under the lava with a combination of the balloon boost and the barrel roll, and from there you just kind of fly through the void for a while.
Mm-hmm. So we see that they both opted to do different strats. So RainRaider, he stayed in bounds for a little bit, collecting a few bananas, and about halfway in went out of bounds, whereas Bandow went out of bounds right away without collecting any bananas. So RainRaider's strat is considered, you know, a little bit faster, but it's a little bit riskier.
So you're trading off a easier boost out of bounds in exchange for having more speed once you get out of bounds.
Right. So RainRaider picking up a bit of a lead here. I believe Bandow missed a checkpoint when he was out of bounds, so he had to turn back around to avoid the wrong way there. So RainRaider with a bit of a lead going into Sherbet Island.
Yep, and here we'll see the first hover track, the first of 3.
First lap for RainRaider was a 20-second lap, which I don't think is what he wants, but 15:33, much better lap.
And you can see from the sync up here, RainRaider's about 1 lap ahead, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So Bandow getting a 48, saving 2 seconds on RainRaider.
Ooh, RainRaider missing that zipper, unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pyro Lagoon, very boost heavy hover track.
This is another track that just like blows my mind when it's done at like at a top level. Like it's
Yeah, when you're able to link together all the boosts perfectly and hit the turns, not lose any speed, it's amazing to see.
Yeah, this race like literally goes by in a blur. I didn't get to see the time on RainRaider, but it looked like a pretty clean race. He missed 1 or 2 zippers there, so
Yeah, Bandow had some trouble with the ending of the first lap, so he's gonna get probably about a 55 here.
Christmas Island.
all right.
Crescent Island, this is one of my favorite car tracks. It's one of the only ones that doesn't have any blue balloons available, so if it weren't for the extra lag and the AI racers, it'd be pretty much identical to the time trial.
Mm-hmm. Bandow with the 23.95 first lap. Not bad, pretty good. Nice boost for Bandow. I noticed that Bandow's playing with the music on. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if RainRaider is also playing with the music.
They might have had an agreement to play with the music on. I'm not sure. If not, then I would say it's a little unusual for Bandow to do that.
Yeah, in all trophy race runs, we typically turn off the music to reduce a little bit of lag. So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
it took a
nice
little
boost
bit,
chain
but
for RainRaider on Treasure Caves.
yeah, getting a 13 last 2.
Treasure Caves, you know, often regarded as the most inconsistent track in this run.
Yeah, there's a few strategies you can do, and unfortunately none of them are really consistent enough to expect to hit them every time in a race.
Let's see if he gets this boost chain.
Unfortunately, no. So that is going to cost him. We'll see if Bandow can catch up here.
He gets a 45. I don't think he's too happy about that, but to be honest, that's like my average on Treasure Caves. It's really
it's
bad.
tough. There's very high variance in times on this track, and unfortunately, Bandow also did not have a good time in Treasure Caves. So I think RainRaider is going to keep roughly the same lead, if not slightly more, than he had going into this trophy race.
All right, RainRaider on Everfrost Peak. He's put a lot of work into this track, and yesterday he like had an insane showing. Like he was going hard on this track, so I'm excited to see what he does here.
This is another one of those tracks that's just mind-blowing to watch it done at a high level. If everything goes smoothly, it seems like you're boosting the entire time.
What you'll see, like the big difference between like top runners and, you know, not top runners, I guess you could say, is that like their playing skills, like most runners think like you need to go like a little bit slower because you can't risk a bonk, because a bonk would cost you like minimum 5 seconds in the plane. But no, that's not the case at all. You like really have to YOLO pretty much.
Yeah, you lose more time by trying to take it slow in the plane, since so much of it is about momentum and keeping your speed for as long as possible. If you try to slow down even a little bit, it can really mess you up.
RainRaider actually getting a good time on that Everfrost Peak. I think he got a 102, which is pretty decent in a run.
That's excellent to get in a no reset situation for sure. And Bandow getting a similar time. In fact, I think he would have gotten a little better time if he didn't mess up the ending a little bit.
So RainRaider still holding on to his lead, you know, by about a lap.
Yeah, he's making small mistakes here and there, but I have to say it's going to be hard for Bandow to catch up if RainRaider keeps playing this clean.
This looks like a nice lap for Bandow, though. 28 is not too bad for first lap. Oh, Bandow unfortunately hitting the wall there a little bit in the cave.
This turn and using those sequence of boosts at the right time can be very challenging.
That balloon, like the last blue balloon in on this track, is like it's so easy to miss. I miss it literally all the time.
It's easy to miss, and it's easy to try to make a bad turn trying to hit it and end up messing yourself up, as we saw. 120. Oh, the pole. That's one of the poles that is does have collision. Not all of them do.
I've lost countless good attempts to that pole. It's the worst thing.
It's the worst. Because you're trying to cut as close to the inside of the track as possible, but then the pole's there. And now on to Snowball Valley. It's kind of similar to Treasure Caves in that it's just short and inconsistent.
RainRaider getting a 44, which is maybe a little slower than what he would have wanted, but not terrible.
Bandow, I think has the second bonk, so. Oh no.
Oh wow, gets a really like. It looked like his angle was like really good. He was just gonna sail right into the igloo there, but he must have like caught like a bump or something, because then he got stuck on the wall. He didn't quite make it. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and not too many things are going his way right now. That's lots of bonks.
I do know that Bandow has not had very much time to play the game recently, whereas RainRaider's been he's
kind of made a comeback, right?
Yeah, he went away for a bit, but he's been going pretty hard as of late.
I can't also help but wonder if I'm assuming Bandow doesn't normally play with the music on, and that can make a difference if you're not used to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if you're not used to playing with the music, like it can really mess you up.
Boosts especially. Boosts will just feel a little different if you have the music on. And if Bandow hasn't been preparing with music, I think that could just throw him off a little bit. And when you're that refined at this game, every little bit can really matter.
Alright, so RainRaider moving on to Dragon Forest. This is where some of the tracks are getting a little bit more difficult.
And this is home of the infamous windmill planes out of bounds that can make or break the race. I would say if one thing could happen that would really tighten this race up, it would be if RainRaider made a mistake on that track.
It's totally possible.
But this track is also one of Bandow's specialties, so let's see if he can make up some time here.
Yeah, Bandow's probably looking for like a 25 or 26 first lap. 26. Yeah, it's 26
That'll
is
do.
pretty good. Yeah. RainRaider approaching the end here. We're like almost synced. Just one lap apart.
That's happened multiple times this race.
So RainRaider getting a 119. So, you know, Bando can, you know, can get like 112 or 113. You know, he would save a bit of time on RainRaider. And he gets a 114.
Saving a solid 5 seconds.
Greenwood Village.
And this is my favorite car track in the run. Greenwood Village.
This track is great. Except for those oil slicks that RainRaider just hit.
Did
pick
he,
up your shields,
If
kids.
he went for the shield, or did he skip it? He must have skipped it.
He didn't have the shield when he hit it, so he skipped the shield on the third lap. Maybe he just doesn't go for it.
Well, on I never find it as a problem on the third lap, but second lap, it's often in exactly the wrong place, that oil slick. Let's see.
Diddy getting a 111, which is still pretty good considering that he did hit that oil slick. But now, now we're on Windmill Plains.
All right, so
And,
let's pay close attention to RainRaider. This is the clip coming up in just a few seconds.
Windmill Plains.
And he's out.
He actually carried quite a bit of speed too after the clip.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can clip and then like just lose all your speed. So it's kind of bittersweet because you get the clip, but you also have to
Kinda
start back from zero.
Fall slowly to the ground. It loses a few seconds. Okay, and both of them got the clip, no problem.
Yeah.
So it's not over yet. It is easier than the other out of bounds to accidentally clip back in, but I think with the level of plane control these two players have, that is pretty unlikely.
Yeah, you could clip back in bounds, but another issue is that the floor of the level is like really high. So if you go too far like down, you'll actually void out and get sent back to the starting line, which is probably the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, it's much easier to do that on this track than compared to, for example, Spaceport Alpha, where you have like much more room for error.
RainRaider getting that boost chain at the end of lap 1 on Haunted Woods, really difficult. Both of them missing it on that lap. Oh wow, RainRaider, that I'm sure he didn't mean for that to happen. We usually don't go for that second zipper there, but he lost a little bit of control and hit the zipper, and he went rocketing right into the wall.
It's surprising to me how often that happens.
Yeah.
You go a little too far right after the first zipper and the unexpected second boost.
All right, we're moving on to the last trophy, Future Funland. RainRaider on, I guess, I would people say probably the hardest track in this game? Probably, right?
Yeah, I think I would say it's the hardest track. It's
Space Dust Alley.
it's hard to keep your speed the whole way through without hitting something. But if you slow down, it costs you big time. So.
When you compare this to a track like Everfrost Peak, if you make a mistake in Everfrost Peak, usually there's some sort of backup that you could do. There's lots of blue balloons, there's lots of zippers, like, you can find something to kind of get you back on your way. a mistake in Space Dust Alley is like terribly punishing. There's
Yeah.
not
And there's
really
a lot
much
of
you can do.
there's a lot of like janky hitboxes that'll clip you out of nowhere when you don't think that they should have hit you.
Yeah.
My experience.
RainRaider didn't have the best Space Dust Alley in his race yesterday, so you know he wants a little bit better.
So far, this is going very well.
Reaching the tunnel at 106 is pretty good. This is probably like a 114, I think. 115? Not too bad. I think he got like a 130, so that's like
Ooh,
that just goes
yeah.
to show you like
Oh, but you can see what happened to Bandow. That's like what I'm talking about. Like he finishes the barrel roll, and visually it looks like he should be okay, but the tip of Link just clipping the top of the tunnel there.
yeah. Gets a 120. And yeah, just like that, like one mistake like that costs you 5 seconds, and on that track you just take it on the chin.
That is why for PB attempts you'll usually see people start with Future Funland, and the main reason is so that you can do that track first.
Right. RainRaider, unfortunately, like it looked like he was squared up with that balloon like perfectly, but just didn't grab it. That sometimes happens. Especially on this track. If they're playing with music on, this Darkmoon Caverns is known to be one of the more laggy tracks in the game.
Mm-hmm. But it does have some of the best music too, so
It does.
it's a trade-off.
Silver linings. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Bandow wasn't playing with the music on, he might have picked up that balloon, because that looked pretty good, but yeah, clipping through balloons.
Yeah, it's like a bullet through paper, you know, the game doesn't expect you to be going that fast, and the hitbox is pretty small, so...
RainRaider getting the 138, which is better than the 140 he got yesterday.
That was a nice boost sequence from Bandow.
Actually, Bandow's getting a pretty good time here.
No, 136.
136, yeah, so 2 seconds faster than RainRaider is pretty
He'll
good.
save a few, but he's gonna need something big to happen to close this gap, because there are only 2 tracks left.
Yeah, the biggest nightmare on this track, Star City, is falling off the bridge here. So I mean, I don't expect these 2 runners to make that kind of mistake, but I mean, you never know. And
It could happen to anyone. But yeah, I would say it is pretty unlikely. Oh,
wow.
I didn't even see the mine that he hit.
I didn't either. Yeah. And it was unfortunate that he hit the mine right when he used the boost, and then he like boosted right into the wall. It looked like. I like Bandow strat using that balloon in the city section with all those right angle turns. Like, that's kind of crazy. If people go for that balloon, they'll generally hold it and use it before picking up the next blue balloon.
And unfortunately going over the zipper there, that is a common problem in this track. If you're going a little too fast, there's a small hill right before the zipper. He's going to get a 116.
Alright, so RainRaider on the last track. I think we're on pace for sub 25.
Yeah, it looks like a very high 24.
He gets the clip, no problem. Very good. Alright, so barring any disasters from RainRaider, it looks like he's gonna take this one.
I'll have to say so. I mean, it's hard to expect that a player of his level is going to mess up the out of bounds on this stage.
Oh, he gets wrong way.
Oh, hi. I
Dang.
think
Okay. I don't think that's enough.
that's certainly gonna make it close though. Okay.
And RainRaider takes it with 25.08.
Did the same? I think the same thing happened to Bando. That's
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, same checkpoint. And he's gonna finish with a 25-23. It looked like,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe, well, I don't know how synced the timer is to the stream, but
So really close race, man. Like the RainRaider got out to that early lead after about Hot Top Volcano, and just kept pace the whole way. So RainRaider pulling off a bit of an upset here. Bandow was the top seed in his group, and RainRaider was second. But you know, we knew that both of these runners were pretty evenly matched, and anything could happen. So GG to both runners.
yeah, it was a great race, and like you said, it was pretty much the lead. It grew and shrunk in places, but he pretty much kept that solid play the whole time and pulled off the win. So yeah, congrats to RainRaider, and good job to both runners. Definitely, I think this is the first upset we've seen so far.
Okay, so I'm not sure if we have an interview. I don't think RainRaider is open to doing interview, but let's see.
Yeah, it's certainly up to the runners, but we are open to that.
All right, well, while we ping the runners asking about interview, just want to let you know that we actually have a few more races going on today. I believe we got one at 5 and we got one at 6
Yep.
Eastern time.
I will be here with Trident casting the one at 5, and then I will be participating in the one an hour later. So
yeah, lots
got a
of
packed Friday.
Diddy Kong racing action going on today.
And it looks like we've got Bandow joining us.
That was super scuffed. I'm always shaking on my first run in the tournament, and that's probably why I lost.
You actually didn't have a bad race. I think
No,
the
I
only
disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
I mean, the only mistake you really made was in Hot Top Volcano, like the only big mistake I'd say.
Well, I went into Hot Top Volcano actually in the lead by a bit.
Mhm.
Went out of bounds and did the first lap, which was fine. And then I turned around, which I thought I'd got properly. I turned around, I went forward, I got wrong way, but it just went straight away. And I thought,
Oh, so
that's
playing tricks on you.
keep going. But it just said it again, wrong way, and I had to turn back. So I was super confused after that. I was really confused.
Yeah, I don't understand the checkpoint mechanics well enough to say exactly how that could happen, but I certainly had the same experience, and it's very frustrating.
So we also have RainRaider here. GG, man.
Thanks, Trident.
So you had a pretty clean race, I thought. The only, I mean, you had a little bit of trouble on the last race, but overall, from our perspective, it looked pretty clean. How did you feel about that run?
I was super nervous the entire time. Like I knew after like I got the windmill planes, it's like, okay, I just need to have a decent space dust, and get Spaceport Alpha. I don't really care what will happen in the other. It's like because most of the early part of the run was pretty good, so it's like
for sure. Yeah, getting Windmill Plains is always like a big sigh of relief.
yeah.
Also, no console crash this time around.
Oh, did that
Thankfully.
happen earlier?
It happened in his race yesterday. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this time I took some more bigger measures. Like I have like a fan blowing on the N64 to make sure it's not overheating because I'm in like kind of a hot area where I'm playing. Why it froze, but this time I took it because I didn't really have too much issues with the freezing like in recent memory. But I should have remembered before that my cartridge is.
All right, so RainRaider, you're 2-0 in your group right now. Pulled off a bit of an upset over Bandow. I mean, not really. I mean, we both know you guys were pretty evenly matched, but he did seed higher than you in the group.
I'm pretty upset of how I actually played today, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hated just playing.
I was gonna.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say I was just gonna ask you, Bandow, if you felt. I did notice that you were playing with the music.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were doing that or not. Like, if you had said we were playing, if you were playing with without music, I would have played without, but I didn't realize you were. And if I wasn't playing with, if I didn't play with music, I would have probably done a lot better. I could have got like sub 25 without music easily.
Yeah, because we were kind of wondering. We had your audio on the whole time, Bandow. So we didn't know whether RainRaider was playing with music, but we didn't know if there was you guys came to an agreement beforehand.
We didn't even talk beforehand, and if we had said, and if you had said that you were your PB was a 24 freaking 25, I would have actually. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were that good, man.
You know who I am, Bandow?
No.
Do you know who I am?
No.
I'm Netty. I had a gamer tag change recently. But yeah.
The legend.
Oh man! Oh gosh!
He's using the name change strats to catch everybody off guard.
Yeah,
and it worked.
exactly.
It worked today.
Because I've never heard of the name RainRaider, so I was like, okay, this is someone new. I would have prepared even more if I knew you were Neddy.
Don't underestimate your opponents, Bandow.
I totally forgot. It just went past me somehow.
You weren't the only one. Like, to be honest, when I threw the 2449 run, I thought if people looked at it, because it's like, okay, that's a pretty good run for some random. So if they, a couple of runners did and saw from like the particularly EP, like the strat that I did, and like I'm the only one who uses it, so a lot of people kind of figured me out that way. And
yeah,
it was.
I just didn't know you were Neddy at all.
Yeah, there was a community race the other day where I was asking about, like, does anyone know who RainRaider is? He only has one run uploaded, and it's a 24. Who is this guy?
The legend.
The man with the legend, RainRaider. Alright, I'll be on my high game for the next few races then.
Yeah, you're definitely still in the tournament, and
oh, I definitely am.
Coming out the second seed, you can get your revenge in bracket, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, if I was gonna get a revenging bracket, it would have to be the final, and I don't think we're both gonna get there.
Oh, that's probably true, considering how it's gonna be, how the seeds are gonna work. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think the seeds are based
because-
on who had the like. It's based on what your best race time is during the group stages.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're likely to be seeded, I guess, around the same place. So, yeah, I guess we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, what do we have coming up?
Something. I've got to go. I'll see you later.
Grace
Thanks
Bando.
for talking to us, Bandow.
I was horrendous that one. See you later.
All right, so once again, we got some more Diddy Kong Racing action coming up at 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Gonna see more of me and more of Helul. Yeah, thanks once again to Bandow and RainRaider for putting on a fantastic race. And thank you to SpeedGaming and Restreamer, and thank you for watching.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Trident for casting with me. Come back at 5 if you want to see some more DKR.